all the masses, billions out there that watching, greetings, and a blessed 2023. Because this is the first Simply Together show of 2023, and we are already on the 17th of Jan. So if you didn't know how fast this year is going to go, you ain't got time. Live it, grab it, and run with it. Greeting to the masses out there. Dee Bailey in the house. And we have the producers hiding in the background, but don't worry, we're gonna get her on. Part of management. We have the wonderful Cecile hosting today.
Hello everybody.
And
hello.
We also have the amazing Nikkei in the house.
Yeah, hello. How are you all?
And we do have, she might be kind of in the back, but she ain't in no background, trust me. She keeps us on our toes. We're ballerinas, we weren't before, but we certainly are now that we have the lovely Shelley Scrumptious in the house.
Hello.
So we were kind of like, what are we going to do today? Shall we have guests today? And then we're like, no, we'll do what we were going to do last week. And we're kind of like 2 weeks in, kind of two and a bit weeks in to the new year now. And it's like, how's it going? So to the audience out there, you know, we always have an interactive show. We want to know your thoughts. We want to know your feelings. Please share with your friends, with your colleagues, with your family. Because some of the topics we might touch on might be just what they need to hear. So I'm not one for the old resolutions. I kind of, I don't even set goals. So you've got to remember what I'm saying is about me, as in Dee Bailey. That doesn't make it right. I'm saying I don't even set goals. I just kind of, I don't drift along. There are kind of sort of something going on. And then, unfortunately, for some of the ladies here, they're like, they pray. They might not be full, but they started now. They're part of sympathies. They pray they don't get a video call from me. I've got an idea. And actually, Cecile doesn't even respond to the call anyway. So,
Cecile, you've been outed.
Oh, greetings, Louise. Greetings. Thanks for joining, darling. I'm being honest. For myself, even just leading up to the week prior to Christmas, there was the calls, there were the WhatsApp messages of people passing away. And that was literally, there was about 4 the week leading up to Christmas. And I don't know, it's a kind of the same every year. It just comes in real big waves. And then you kind of like, right, okay, you're going into the new year and you've got all of this positivity, but because you've got funerals now, haven't you? So you're going to come this side, early this side. And then even though we're sort of like, we're on the 17th of Jan, and already I've had 3. And the ripple is humongous. But as I said to my mum, my uncle passed away on Saturday, and that's her brother, who actually was a twin. He was actually he had a twin sister, and she passed away a few years ago. And mum was out there in, when was she out there? November. And the ripple effect in so many different ways is humongous. So for those that join in thinking like, oh, we're going to keep it real. We have to keep it real. So at the same time, as my mum said, life goes on. Life goes. It's not going to, as much as sometimes you want things to come to us, it will still go on. So, just kind of sharing some of where I'm at. Don't worry, guys. I will come back later on. I'm saving my voice because I might burst into song a little bit later. those fans. Just don't worry. The haters are still here, guys. So for those that are you watching, and the newbies, and you think, why are they all going like this? They're the haters, to be honest. They're the haters. They don't appreciate a good voice when they hear it. Why has Cecile got that face?
It was
What's that about?
Worried.
It was the last comment. We don't appreciate a good voice when we hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cecile, you look like you're frozen, or is it me? Or is that just
she's frozen? She's frozen.
Cecile's having a few problems with her internet today. It's not just worried about.
What? Oh, when she looks back at this, she'll laugh because she's just like, what?
Am I back? Am I not back?
You are.
You're back. Oh my God.
Even TJ hid himself when you said about you singing. He's gone under next to me here and he's underneath the blanket.
I've had several words with TJ and still.
Do not take any notice of TJ or Cecile and her face. Because like you said, you know, when you've had all of those ripples, you have to make the most of life. So if singing brings you joy, just ignore the haters and sing your little heart content.
I always do, Nikkei. You guys know that. They go like, Shelley comes on, she puts me on mute, I off mute. Oh, yeah, definitely. And it's what brings you as an individual, what's bring you sunshine, what brings you happiness, and what brings it to you doesn't necessarily mean it's going to bring it for anybody else, somebody that's in similar situations, somebody else that is going through the same stuff. It is about you as an individual and what gets you through. And if that is singing, and I can't sing, I know I can't sing, but God loves a try. That's all I know. God loves a try. Oh my gosh. So Jenny, greetings, darling. Greetings. Thank you for joining us. Please, guys, we're saying hi. Please put your thoughts. You know, we are in 2023. And how's it going for you? Do you make resolutions? Do you not? I don't know. What's your kind of routine? Nikkei, what do you do? Do you make resolutions? What do you do?
Well, funny enough, I was talking about this the other day. I thought, I didn't know when New Year's resolutions, they kind of went out of the window. But this year I decided I'm going to make a couple. But these are more habit-based ones, silly ones, like closing the doors behind me and closing the cupboards and stuff like that. And and the other thing is as well, I know what you're saying about you kind of having your head about what you want to do. But from last year, I've decided actually this year, I think I need to make sure those goals are properly set and be intentional about them. Because I know it goes back to the old adage, all of us here, I think, have said it before, and I'm sure we'll say it again, tomorrow is not promised. Like you, we had several bereavements in our family last year, and I think the one that really cut was my brother, because he was only like 6 months older than me. And you just think, wow, all of those plans just out of the window. And so that's the idea, is to be intentional and to focus on the things that bring joy and happiness and self-care and all of that. Yeah. So ordinarily speaking, sometimes I just have this wishy-washy idea. I might make a vision board saying I want to achieve this and I want to achieve that, but I haven't always been 100% intentional about it. So that is what I have resolved for this year. So the goals are still there, but the New Year's resolution, like I said, is more around habits and trying to transform into how I want to be.
I think, you know, you sort of said just little things, but sometimes people always think everything's got to be big.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's got to be big. It doesn't, does it? It can be just, as you said, just little things and just those habits of, I don't know, what did you say? As in like closing up, people think like, oh, how many
because you get funny things. I'll be talking to my friend on FaceTime. She's like, Nikki, where's your cupboard open? And then the other one I got was for my friend in Nigeria. She watched one of my reels. And, oh God, somebody's trying to clone my utility warehouse card, idiots. And she's like, why do you still have your teaspoon in your cup when you're drinking? So, and it's just, you know, it's stuff like that. And there's nothing particularly wrong with them, I say, except if I poked my eye out, I might not say the same thing. And so it's just little things like that, because I always think it goes back to that thing where they say, if you want to achieve this, make your bed. Because it's the little things the little careless things that you don't do, that if you do them, it kind of makes you, I think, will make you take a little bit more pride, put a little bit more effort, and then you don't know where you're going to be. So that is, so that's my hashtag for this year, be intentional.
Oh, loving it, loving it.
So
what do you say to that, Shell? Shell's like,
Yeah. No, yeah, it's with resolutions. Quite a lot of people have sort of good intentions and stuff, but it then just drops. So changing that to having it as habits, changing those habits, that really does make a difference, and you'll actually then end up keeping them more. What I was just trying to find was on the Blurt Foundation. It's called blurtitout.org. I was going to put the link in on the chat. They've got a free download. Well, they say free. They are a charity base, so they ask for like a few donations. That it's got a habit maker and breaker list that you can fill out. So if, for instance, like Nikkei, that you're doing habits rather than resolutions, that it's planning those things. So like a goal setter type thing, what would break those habits? So you're thinking about what's going to break them while you're making them.
yeah.
So same thing like a resolution. If you want to make a resolution that you're going to give up smoking, for instance, what's going to be in the way that you can think of before you give up smoking? What's going to stand in the way, if you like? So is it going to be like your first fag of the day? Is it going to be because you've sat down after lunch, you've had a glass of wine, and then light up at the same time? You know, that kind of thing. You're putting that in your mind, like for if you're going to go and join the gym, create the habit and create the thought of what's going to stop you from going to the gym. So you then know what's going to be in your way before you actually then start doing these things. I've never done resolutions. Similar, that I've always tried to make it a more generalized thing, sort of like, yeah, okay, we're going to start this year and we're going to do X, Y, and Z kind of thing. That make it a difference, I suppose. But I've never really kind of like New Year, because it was always a reflection on what didn't happen during the year and what could happen next year. So I've always then stepped away from doing resolutions and stuff. It was just like, I just need to get the new year over. It's like, new year, okay, yeah, fine, that's done. Got to remember to change the date when I'm writing all the reports again next year. And that's how I've always felt about New Year. Which is, it is a weird one.
Lots of comments coming through. We'll get to the comments in just a sec. Let's hear what I don't really want to hear, but let's hear anyway. Oh, yeah, I thought she'd frozen, so I was hoping, but no, she's not frozen. She's live.
No, I'm not. Thank you.
You know I'm only kidding, Cecile. You know I'm only kidding. Cecile, what do you do? What's your?
I don't do resolutions. I think I used to. The same as everybody else, you know, January 1st, I'm going to lose that weight and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then by January the 3rd, it's all gone out the window. So I don't do resolutions. I think I talked about this the other day. One of our ladies, Angel from No Ordinary Bookshop, I was talking to her in November or December at the Christmas fair. And she said what she does is she looks at what worked the year before and what didn't work, and then makes changes from that. And I thought that's quite good. I quite like that. So I've had a look at what has worked and what I need to change, and also still looking at my vision board to see what's still on there and set that intention to finish off the last bits with that. We've got the whole people passing away, people that you know, celebrities have passed away. They're all so young. And I think that's kind of made me think about my age. And I've also got, there's some health concerns for me and also within the family. So that's what I need to look at. And that's the main intention, is to look at that and make those changes. Because I don't want to stress my kids out anymore. You know, I have to make some changes and they're on board with that. So that's what I need to do. So it's not a resolution, you know, it's not it's January the 1st and I need to do this. This is what I have to do health-wise. Because otherwise I don't want to be one of those statistics, you know, another Facebook post, somebody's passed away and they're in their 50s. So those are things that I'm looking at this year. Along with nice things as well. Really good things as well. Yeah.
Yeah, good things are nice things. Even like where you mentioned that, I forgot to mention that one of my resolutions, because it is a bad habit again, is to start watching TV again. Because I just realized I kind of fell off of it. And people say, have you watched this? Have you watched that? And they're usually things that I would ordinarily have watched. So, yeah, it's just a way of participating, isn't it?
It certainly has.
So it's frozen again.
Some of those, but when she freezes, she does freeze nicely, doesn't she? She's not like me. So Louise has put, habits have 3 things. The stimulus, the behavior, and the reward. And that's how neural pathways are created.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You know, I know Jenny's comments kind of like gone, but was there. Jenny was saying like she doesn't do resolutions. It's what did she say? If you know Jenny, she's been on our community Zooms as well. I like to be radical. We tend to be programmed to instigate change on a Monday, 1st of Jan, or first thing in the morning. And she's just saying that she likes the idea of people just getting a grip at any time of the day. Let's do it now, however small, our own timetable. And I like that. And the reason for that is we've got this thing of I'm going to do whatever it is. And then when we don't do it, so say, for instance, we're a couple of weeks in and you haven't been to the gym or you haven't done something, you start beating yourself up. You've got everybody else doing it anyway. I thought you said you were going to go to the gym. I thought you were going to do this and I thought you were going to do that. And then you jump on that bandwagon and it can't be good for you.
No, not at all.
You know, the year's just started and already there's this self kind of like, hate is such a strong word, but you do, don't you? It's kind of like, oh, I'm no good at this. I said I was going to do that. I'm only 2 weeks in. I'm not, and all this negativity about yourself. And we talk about loving ourselves. That is not loving ourselves for me.
Yeah.
The other thing with that, when you say about starting in the morning or whatever, just because you had a bad morning doesn't mean it turns into a bad day. So, for instance, Blue Monday, wherever it was.
Yesterday.
There are some statistics around the reasons why, as in it's just after Christmas, you haven't had a payday yet, it's normally quite cold and all that kind of stuff. But for us, on that Monday, Will goes into work, so it's the first time he goes back into work since New Year because of other things that were going on. And his car decides he doesn't want to start. Now, he's then stomped back through the house and he decided, no, I'm not going to take this for the rest of the day. I'm not going to take this into work. I've got to drive into Peterborough. So it was kind of like, I'll just take my car. Now, he could have had a moan that his car's broken. It's going to cost a lot of money. I could have had a moan because it then leaves me with the broken car and no car to get around and do the stuff that I wanted to do. But it was just kind of, life's too short. We can get around it. And it was a bad hour.
Yeah.
And I didn't take it on with the rest of the day. It was just, fine. I work out that I need to do some other bits and pieces and get round it a different way. If I was desperate that what I needed to do, I knew I could have called on people to do it. But yeah, so I just then, I took it that it wasn't going to be the whole day. Now you could, in theory, then say, well, I couldn't do what I wanted to do, so it's ruined my day. No, it didn't. It just made it a little bit difficult to do things. But yeah, it's just because something's happened in the morning, don't take it into the afternoon. It's something that's happened then. So the same with not going to the gym today. Okay, so you've not gone to the gym today.
Yeah.
You can go tomorrow. It's So it's not like you could. Why would you completely cut something off just because of one incident? If you're
it happens a lot, though. Yeah,
I think that's how we're programmed, though, isn't it? It's very much like we're starting our whatever new thing we start. We're starting on the Monday. We're starting on the Monday morning, and I think we're also programmed that if the day goes wrong, or even one thing goes wrong, then we have to just carry on with that negativity all day. My day's been ruined because my car didn't work. Well, no, actually, you took Shelley's car and you went to work.
Yeah,
and Shelley did some different things. So, but I think we hold on to that, don't we? And we have to let that go.
I was just suddenly remembered on one of the counselling sessions that because I did the other bits and pieces, but yeah, on one of the things, the analogy was if you was to open up like a packet of sweets, for instance, and one of them was bad, or open a bag of fruit, one was bad, would you throw out the whole bag?
Oh no, I had that the other day.
Yeah,
I had that exact scene the other day where I had 4 lemons and I brought it out of the bag, bearing in mind it was in the shopping bag still. And one of the lemons was rotten. I'm like, oh right, how's that rotten? And you just chucked that one away and had the other ones.
Yeah. So would you do that with the rest of your day? Would you do that with the rest of your week?
But I think it's that thing though, I think it's understanding that it goes back to the thing, I know we say it all the time about what you're in control of, because you're not in control of anything that happens, you're only in control of how you respond to it. And it is that thing of making that decision. So obviously you guys would know that I whinged and moaned about having to come back in the office, and I hate it, and I still hate it. And when there's traffic and you've got stupid Luton drivers behaving, it drives me absolutely crazy, and I have to vent it all out in my car. But funny enough, when I get in the office and I see these mad people that I'm working with, well, within about 10 minutes, I've forgotten about it. But it does take work, though. It had because initially I would have been one of those people that you're mentioning, where it would be like, oh, you just go around, and because I am naturally, how do you say it, wear your heart on your sleeve type of person. Mm-hmm. So eventually I realised that actually that's okay, but then what side of your heart do you want to be wearing? And then you just have to make the decision. But it's that conditioning that Cecile mentioned. It's there.
You get it with people that try and over-plan things too much as well. So say, for instance, like you're going into work and you could end up getting stuck in traffic. So if you've planned your day specifically to get into the office at that time, and then you're going to get stuck in traffic 9 times out of 10, going from one side of Luton to the other, that could then really alter the rest of your day. So it's kind of, I mean, you can plan anything and everything. It's like even planning your own funeral and stuff. That
you might not know when you think you're gonna.
It may not work out the way that you think it's going to.
Yeah.
And it was just, I'm going through stuff in my mind, that was all. But yeah, so things that get written down and get planned for ages, and you know what's going to happen, you know it's coming. Still, you don't know how you're going to react in that time.
And do we still kind of very much care about what people think?
Oh, yeah.
And that can alter how we are as a person. because other people's reactions, we then absorb that, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, they seem disappointed, and it's like, but you're okay, so you should be disappointed, but actually you're fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You arrive in work late, Nikkei, let's say, for instance, example, at the end of the day, as a boss now, I'm glad that you've reached work and that you're safe.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
That
But you're worried.
Here, but yeah.
And I know in a lot, I mean, you know, the reality of it is,
I couldn't resist.
it could be a different scenario. You might have stayed at home. You might have turned your car around. Another person may well turn their car around and like, do you know what? It ain't going to be a good day for me, so I'm going to take myself back home and I'm going to call in sick, and I ain't coming in. You know, but we tend to kind of like how people kind of, I don't know, you go into a situation sometimes and we absorb how others are feeling about us instead of being like how we are and whether they like it. Not everybody, as we keep saying, we see all the time, not everybody is going to like us. We all want to be liked, don't we? At the end of the day, we do.
Yeah.
But not everybody is going to like us. We cannot be, as they say, everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody likes tea the same, right? I like it this way, I like it that way. You know, you've got 30 people in a room, they all like tea differently. Not everybody's going to like it exactly the same. So we have to stop, we do have to stop worrying about what other people think all the time and just do, because it can stop you from doing and following your purpose on what you are here to do, whatever that might be, whatever that is. Sorry, Nikkei.
No, I was just going to say that what you're saying, there's a good book regarding that, and it's called The Simple Art of Not Giving a F *CK. And it is, I've read an extract, the PDF version of it, because I was too cheap to buy the book at the time. But it is a really good book, and it gives you strategies of dealing with it.
I think he's done a follow-up. I think he's done a follow-up as well. And there's a film out for it. I've just seen, Nikkei. Just weirdly, as you've said that, I saw it come up that you can buy the film. So I don't know. I was thinking about buying it. But because that book is fantastic, because he takes it from a perspective of, yes, there is self-help, but then almost kind of turning self-help back on itself.
Yes, exactly, yes. And to me, it goes to the point Dee was making, that, you know, we're not everybody's cup of tea. So, you know, just because we go to the gym and doing this and that helped me doesn't necessarily mean it's going to help another person. But it doesn't mean that other person cannot get that same thing that they want just by thinking, okay, I don't want to do what Nikkei's done or what Shelley's done, but I still want what they've got. And then they could get it a different way that works for them.
Yeah.
But it's making people understand that.
I think people they kind of get that when they start looking at themselves and if they want to make changes within their lives. I think that's when they start to see, actually, this is about me and it's not about anybody else. And I need to progress for myself and not because of what other people are saying. So it takes a bit of time for them to get that. But they do.
Yeah.
Wow. So Louise's comment, there are nearly 8 billion people in the world. If you repel 99.9%, there is still 8 million you don't.
Wow.
That really is how you need to have that mindset, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. And then even what I found kind of like on my 50 odd years journey is that people that, like, you would say it was your bona fide, your homegirl, your closest friend, somebody you've had from whenever, and then something's happened and you're no longer on that same path, on that same journey, and you're kind of like devastated and oh my gosh. Not everybody is supposed to be there for the whole journey.
Yeah.
People, what do we say? People come into your lives and it can be a blessing or a lesson. Yeah. And that's how we need to kind of perhaps look at things sometimes, that just because somebody is no longer there doesn't mean that you've necessarily, but it's it could be a lesson, something for you to learn from, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I saw a story. It's actually quite a sad story, actually, to be honest. But lots of offshoots have come from it. The worst one. I don't know if any of you guys have been following this story of a young girl called Shaquilla Robinson, and she went on holiday with her friends. Anyway, they killed her. But the offshoots of it, another lady came where she'd gone on holiday with two friends from college, and where the envy and jealousy had started to kick in. They were all American, and they were on holiday in Amsterdam, and the two girls checked out and just left her there sleeping in the room without telling her. And the first she knew of it was when they rang up, and when the hotel rang and said she was trespassing. And so the point being is that she thought she knew these people, and it turned out that was not the case. And that was the lesson, because then after that, it instigated her solo travel business. So that's what she got from there. But it was quite dangerous, because obviously people had been in the room, cleaners and stuff. It was just because they were nice and they were confused.
And they
so
saw
that
her
thing.
in the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they went back and said, "Oh, you've told us to clean this room, but there's still somebody in it." And that's when she found out that her friends had left, because she thought she was going down to meet them for breakfast. I mean, the story is I have paraphrased it quite a lot, but the point I was just trying to bring out with what Dee was saying is that sometimes it's not only whether it's a lesson or a blessing, sometimes we make the mistake of overestimating our position in the other people's life as well. Because we think, oh, because this person's my friend, I will do A, B, and C. And we're automatically thinking that if the position was reversed, it would be, but it isn't. And you didn't get that because for whatever your thought process has been.
And that's a big, huge, huge life lesson for her.
Yeah, it was.
But one that's come along, and she's now looking at things very differently.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely weren't her friends, because if they were friends, they wouldn't have done that. But she had to be in that situation to find that out.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's a big lesson, but it just makes you wonder. It did make me wonder, because the stories were all linked. She came up was telling her story, pretty much the way things happen here, as a result of her followers sending her that other story, that Shaquilla Robinson story, which was a very similar thing again, except that for some reason they decided to do what they did. It's
and like Dee said, people can be in your life for a reason, a season, a lifetime. People come into your life at a time that you may not realize you need them, but they come in at that time for a reason. So you're not going to get somebody. If somebody comes along, they're coming because there's something that needs to happen, and that's what they're there for. And they may then stay with you, but they may then just come in and do that, and then they go. We have to look. We have to open our eyes and see.
Yeah.
And sometimes at the time we don't understand what's going on.
No.
Do you know what I mean? We don't understand what's going on. So something, if part of what you said, and weirdly enough, I was speaking to Angel this morning. She rang me this morning. I was like, kind of like, let me open my eyes. Morning, Angel. Afternoon, Angel. And she rang me this morning. Something from 2022 that you're going to take forward into 2023. I'll go first. Boundaries. Clear. You guys know it. I say it, and I'm like kind of like, and I've kind of, and part of that, and part of what we just said now is like people coming into your life for a reason, for the season and a lifetime, and just remembering and not kind of getting all kind of like, it's a case of there was a reason. And when you reflect back on some things, it's a case of you understand what the reason was, was. And do you know what? It's okay. It's actually okay. And hopefully there's things that you've learned from, do you know what I mean, that period of time. And I certainly have. So So yeah, so that is something that I'm, and also my fingers, they might not look green, but they are green. Yes, Cecile's going, I saw you on Sunday. I went out about 11:30, I think, on Sunday. And I didn't realise.
She had a rain
about 4 o'clock on Sunday, just out planting me bulbs and just
gosh,
tinkering.
I feel cold just hearing that.
I know. Do you know what? It was all right. It weren't cold. I didn't feel it anyway.
Went to bed on Sunday, no.
Yeah. So so that was a very that's something that I wouldn't have thought as in terms of the gardening kind of stuff. But as it was going on, I was going like, this isn't just a fad. It's like, I'm all in. I've been told by a very good friend, you're not allowed to go to the garden centres anymore. And so where did I pop? Yes, I goes, I've got no money. I've forgot my wallet. Don't you worry. I dug in the pockets, the hole, and I dug. And I found some loose change. But you've got to remember, I only buy the bargain. So it was like £1.50. I think £1.50 is okay. It's like a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, right? So that's my, what's the word? My Achilles. You mentioned that. Ginger wine or plants right now, this is how bad it is. Those that really know me will understand the plants and women. They know this is serious, whatever that word is. Plants, and she's chosen plants. They know it's serious.
I've got some ginger wine, Dee.
Right, I'll be round maybe later. So what are you bringing, Cecile, what are you bringing into, because you said you kind of after speaking to Angel, what is there anything from 2022 that you want to, or is there, I don't know, what do you want to share with the masses out there?
I think what I'm bringing is, so in front of me, I've got my vision board is up there, and I've also got, I did a coaching session with another one of our ladies, Hanifa, and on my vision board, it says, be brave, be yourself, and don't give up. And one of the words that came out of the coaching session was brave. So that's what I'm bringing in to 2023. I'm going to continue with my work, step out of my comfort zone to do other work as well, all still around counselling, coaching, the whole lot. And I'm going to take those steps. So when I think to myself, I don't know if I can do that, that's a bit scary, then I need to do that. Because if it's scary, then I need to be brave. And it's obviously there for me to do. Boundaries, I think I learned from your lesson. The lesson that you learn, I think there's many of us have learned from that lesson. So I have learned from that. So boundaries, I'm trying with the boundaries.
Clear, because it's all right, because I think we all sort of like, I've got boundaries, but if they're not clear, when I say clear, not necessarily just to the other people out there, they've got to be clear to you.
Yourself,
because it's all right saying, I've got clear boundaries. How clear are they? Well, wish-washy. Nah, if they're not clear, they're not clear.
Yes,
so
exactly.
You cannot be saying something about other people if you have not actually set clear boundaries. So yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's what I'm taking in.
I like it.
2023.
Shell, what are you saying? Geez, this is another show, I reckon.
I think I'm needing to streamline a little bit. I say yes too often. And there's certain things that I think I would like to do. Some things that I've kind of like, okay, for the Ollie Foundation, I have done a little bit of introduction to counselling. I've done all the courses with the Ollie Foundation. I think I need to do a little bit more around that. Streamline that. Perhaps cut out some of the other bits and pieces. Not simply D's, don't panic. Because it's all part
Do
of
we
the
look like we're panicking?
We look like we're panicking.
it's all part of the same. It's because it's all part of the same thing. And by saying no to some things, to change around the focus, then means that I can concentrate more on Shelley Scrumptious as well. I've got some changes to do with that to make that a little bit more streamlined and just get, I think it's more organisation. I've gone through a lot in the past few years, and hormonally and head-wise, for my mental health and my physical health, it hasn't been organised here. So I think by getting a bit of clarity on different things that have kind of happened, and when my sort of mother-in-law passed away last week, and yeah, I've just kind of got a bit more clarity and a bit more thought time. So yeah, just to get, I suppose the same as Cecile, just to get the grab life by the balls and just to get brave and to say actually no, and streamline it and to get more focus in on other things. I think I started to do that a little bit more through lockdown. I think so, taking the positive points of what had happened the past couple of years and take it into this year. I think, yeah.
Loving that. Loving that. Nikki.
So for me, what am I taking? Yeah, we're not used to these AirPod things. Right, what am I taking into 2022 would be patience. 23, yes.
That's a start, isn't it?
Is patience. It is. Because I think if you have patience, you're more likely to be a bit more consistent. Because, you know, like you said, one thing with me, I always say, man proposes, God disposes. And it goes back to what Shelley was saying earlier, where you will have plans and things will go wrong. So I had different plans last year, but for reasons best known to God, we did not portray them because we were laid up twice. And so it's basically, is it patience and attention to detail would be another one. Whereas because I think I always make fun of one of my best friends. Oh, you do everything at the speed of lightning, blah 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 blah. And while I'm not that speedy as she, I do need to pay a little bit more attention to the detail between. So that's what I believe I should be taking on there. And a little bit, not that I really got the bandwidth for more things, but I still think that there's still that thing of sometimes just saying yes, because a lot of the time, like I always say, some of the best things that have happened are things where I have just said yes without thinking. So yeah, so that's that really. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, for those, this is what it's like, because we're just chatting and the next minute it's like kind of like quarter to 10 to 1.
Oh my God, I've got 12 minutes to stuff my lunch down.
For those people that have joined us today, and those people, as Shelley would say, please watch on the replay. Hashtag, all I remember is Linktr, hashtag replay. Shelley would say, we are allowed to thieve things, so I'm thefting from Shelley. That means I'm paying attention. Please comment, because we do respond. Oh, I remember it word for word. I'm going to say something now that the girls don't even actually kind of know. It's been kind of hovering. But if I say, oh my giddy aunt, I'm going to say the 11th of March. International Women's Day. Going like, okay. 11th of March. It's out there now. Do you know what we need to do now? We're going to manifest it. We're going to make it happen. So in your diaries now, please, is the 11th of March. We're going to make it happen. You're going to ask me how? We will. Now, it is going to take place, because the girls don't even know. They're going to go. And so I'm kind of going like, the fact that I'm going to say it is it's actually going to take place this year am I going to say it? Yes,
No.
I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be brave, and
Go
I'm
on.
going to be whatever that is. We are going to have it, and it's taking place at the Hat Factory.
Oh, wow.
At the Hat Factory in Bute Street. Okay,
Yeah.
so different location. It's going to have a different vibe. It is going to be different. So if you're expecting what you've seen and themed over the years, you're going to be in for a pleasant surprise. So much so that we won't share with you because we don't 100% know yet, but it is going to be different. So yes, 11th of March in your diaries. Please, we would love to see you there. More information, as you know, will follow. We are going to have some incredible lineup. I'm not saying anymore right now because you'll be like, I know, you don't know, because we don't know. But those people out there, you know, we're coming for you. You know you're doing something. We are coming for you. Young and old, we are coming for you. There's going to be something for everybody. So 11th of March in your diaries, please, peeps. Lots and lots of works to do. Simply D's, we are seatbelts on. Before I say any more, actually, I forgot to say, put your seatbelt on. Clunk, click. Shelley, Cecile.
Buckle up.
We are on a journey. Please be part of that journey. Dip in, dip out when and as you can. If you are out there and you doing something in the community isn't just Luton. You could be anywhere. If we can help and support, we do try to do that. We can't help everybody, but at the same time, do you know what? We do a lot of reciprocating also as well. So it'd be nice even if you shared our posts. How's that? We've got an amazing newsletter that, do you know what, Cecile and I, even as directors, we don't even do anything. The lovely Shelley here does the producing, does the marketing, does all this wonderful stuff. And all we ask is for people to share it. Share it. Attend, you know, other people's stuff. We say attend and support where you can. We'd love some of that also as well. So, yeah, anything else to add at this point? Because the guys out there are going to be sick of us. Do we care?
No.
We don't care. We don't care. We know for a fact that we are making a difference. And when I say we, it's not just us who are on the screen now. There are a lot of people that are part of the Simply D's Life in a Lockdown crew, not necessarily just living locally either as well. We've got many supporters that are in Birmingham, in Leeds, all around, and we are grateful for all of that support. So thank you. We are super excited. Life is a roller coaster, right? Tomorrow is not promised. Grab it, buy the whatever, grab it, run with it. You don't know what cards we're going to get dealt at any given point. Yeah, if you need help, we are always sharing on our pages, organizations, Hub of Hope. I pay attention. We are always sharing information on our pages. If you need help and support, it's not necessarily us, and that's what we do. It's not about us. If we can help you and signpost, that is what we do. Please, if I tell you the community hub is coming, let me plant that little seed. Let me drop that little thing. Those two are going like, and I'm like kind of going like, that means we're manifesting proper 2023. So many things. Super excited. Nikkei, it's so good to see you. I see Shelley and Cecile all the time. They don't stop ringing me. I don't know why. They're both going like,
Really?
Look at them, like,
Really?
Can we mute them? Before they startle me.
God. Oh my God. I
But
think
yeah,
really there was
honestly,
an invitation to start on you there. No, it's good. It's good. 2023 is going to be good. May it be the best yet.
Buckle up, ladies. Buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up. Yeah, and you want to be part of this journey. Seriously, you want to be part of this journey. And even if you're in for a season, it's for a reason.
Ooh.
I had Mr. Melise on the show last week, and he was talking spoken word poetry. So before I know it, I might be dropping a few lines myself. How's that?
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
He's going to run a session for us also as well. There's people out there that want to collaborate and want to do things for us, with us. So please stay tuned and follow us. Remember, we are on YouTube also as well. That's it from me. Anything more?
No.
Nah. We sending you all our love. Oh my gosh. God knows what's going to happen next week, Tuesday. And there's no way, I don't care who you are, the consistency of Simply Deez and the things that we do. When I think sort of like this in COVID times, and like, let's do what? And June this year is 2 years. This show runs literally every week, bar a handful of weeks, every single week. So the commitment, Shelley, who produces, I think there might be once she may not be, and that's because, I don't know, she made up some excuse. There's 52 weeks in a year. I don't know who she thinks she is that she can get time off. I don't know what that's about, but no, seriously, 52. That's Shelley's commitment. So I need to, before we get into anything, is like, we cannot do what we're doing on our own. I certainly, as much as kind of like may have way back then, but it wouldn't be what it is now without Shelley Scrumptious. Give it up, Shelley Tips. Thank you. I seriously, truly appreciate everything that you do. And so many people don't know a fraction of what this young lady does. They really don't. They do not know a fraction. And she is there for so many people. You need to be thinking about yourself. So as much as I might give her a little bit more break this year, I might sort of say, all right, you can have, she might be ill. All right, you can have it off.
Okay.
No, seriously, time off, time to think about yourselves. And that's what we all need to make sure we do. As much as we love doing what we're doing and we're making a difference, all the rest of that, tick, 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 great stuff. We love it. We need to think about ourselves. We need to think about our health, because that is our wealth. So on that note, she don't muck about, does she? I love it. It says on there, 11th of March, International Women's Day. It's out there now. Now one needs to go back to make it happen. We have got approximately, what's that, 7 weeks, maybe 7-8 weeks. 7-8 weeks. If you know us, it is going to happen.
Of course it is. It is.
And you need to be part of that. We are looking for sponsors. We are always looking for sponsors. Obviously, there's a limited exhibitor space that is going to be available also as well. So you need to get in early. And it's not a case of like you're my mate.
I'm going to exhibit.
You would know about this because you'd be reading our newsletters, you'd be following, and you'd be messaging, asking for exhibitor space. So yes. Thank you so much. We need to go.
Let's go.
But look forward to catching up with you guys next week. And the Black Book Case is coming back. There's going to be a health and wellbeing event also as well. There's going to be young people who are going to be running teams. Who? The young people. We're just going to be in the background. You're not even going to see us. They are going to be running it. So more information again to follow, but you're not going to know unless you stay tuned with us. So for now, we are out. Catch you later.
Bye, everybody. Bye.